Hey, welcome everybody. I'm Cassie. Today we're going to take a look at mountain pose. Mountain pose being the foundation of all of our standing postures, and mountain pose is really great for helping us to improve our postural alignment. So I just want you to keep in mind that I'm going to give the more common cues today, but sometimes depending on who I had in the room, I would cue a little bit differently because I do like to cue to the individual bodies that I'm teaching, and depending on our natural posture would depend on how I would cue this pose. But for now, let's look at the more common cues. So let's come up to a standing position. So there's two ways of teaching this through the feet. So I'm going to start with the feet because this is the foundation, just like when we start on our hands. I talk about the hands first. So two ways that you can teach the foot position is to have either big toes touching in here slightly apart, or have the feet hip distance apart. And today I'm going to teach feet hip distance apart because I find that this works a little bit better for most people. Feels a little bit better through most people's pelvis. So I want you to find your front hip bones, okay? And so not your outer hips, your front hip bones. Find those hip points, and then from here you want to draw a line down through your thigh bone, through your shin bone, down to your feet, and have your second toe facing forward. And then focusing on the feet now, you want to lift all 10 toes and find an equal grounding through the feet. So all four corners of the feet pressing firmly into the earth. So you might start to notice here that your feet might favor sort of rolling in or rolling out. So just come back and find that neutral position of all four corners of the feet pressing down into the earth. Once you've found that, then gently placing all 10 toes back down onto the floor. Lifting through the arches of the feet. And then moving up the legs. We want to have our kneecaps facing forward and lifted. Now I remember when I first went to yoga, my teacher used to cue all the time, lifting through the kneecaps. And for a really long time, I had no idea what she was talking about until I was confident enough to actually ask the question. So when I teach this, I like to teach from the quadricep muscles, which will engage and lift through the kneecaps. So I want you to engage your quad muscles and then draw them up. Okay, and then in turn, this is going to give you that lift through the kneecaps. Engage through the inner thighs, so pull the inner thigh muscles up into the pelvic floor. And then from here, you have a gentle firming in of the hips and a wrapping back of the outer hips. Drawing in and up of the pelvic floor, navel towards spine and up towards the heart. And then coming to the rib cage, you want to draw your lower ribs in towards each other. Okay, so we're not flaring out through the rib cage, we're knitting those lower ribs in. Lengthening through the side body here. And then with the shoulders, I want you to broaden your collarbones and draw your shoulders away from your ears. So often it helps to turn the palms out, which will help to broaden through the collarbones. But of course you can have the palms facing in. So just finding what works best for you, but really focusing on that broadening of the collarbones. And then from here, lengthening through the neck, so neck nice and long, tucking the chin in slightly, and the crown of the head drawing up towards the ceiling. And now you might find that you've switched everything on and you're feeling like some sort of soldier standing there all stiff. Remember to breathe, of course. And then I want you to find some softness in the pose. So of course we want to keep everything switched on, but we want to find softness here. So we're finding that balance between effort and ease, strength and softness. Okay, so find the pose and then really find that balance of strength and softness, effort and ease. And from the side, my pose with those same cueing will look like this. Okay, so just one thing, that I really want to note is although everything is switched on, I like to think of mountain pose as a place that we come back to, a place where we can connect in with our breath, where we can find a sense of balance and a sense of calm. Okay, so give it a shot, let me know how you go. If there's anything that's really bothering you, shoot me a question, because like I said, I do cue this individually, or cue this differently, I should say, to individual bodies. Good luck guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.